Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you my labor story with my second baby girl, Lila Grace. If you're new around here, I just gave birth a month ago this week actually. She will be a month old on the 19th. She was born on July 19th at 11:55 in the morning, and I would have her in this video, but she's in her swing right now and she's actually content, so I'm gonna let her be, and I'm sure she'll end up making an appearance here in just a few minutes, but for now we'll let her just hang out in her swing over there. So again, if you're new around here, I gave birth on July 19th and I have a birth vlog. I'll link it up here. But the reason I wanted to film like a separate story about my labor and delivery was because I feel like you couldn't really tell exactly what went down during my labor and delivery, so I kind of just wanted to have a separate video talking about like what actually happened. Lila was born on a Thursday, so on Wednesday, July 18th, I wasn't really having any signs of labor happening anytime soon. We went to breakfast that day. I went on a couple long walks. I walked on the treadmill. I bounced on the birth ball. I was trying to get things going because I didn't want to be induced. So I was 39 weeks and 3 days when I had Lila. So anyway, I was trying to get things going and nothing was happening. So that night, Wednesday night, we put Ella to bed and we were just watching TV in our room, and I started having some cramps, and I told Tommy, like, I'm having cramps. He's like, okay, we'll like record them, see how far apart they are, and I did, and they were ranging from like anywhere between 5 minutes all the way to 30 minutes. So I was like, well, this isn't labor. So I just texted my mom that night. I was like, hey, I'm having cramps for the first time, like real cramps that are not Braxton Hicks this whole pregnancy, so just keep your phone by you. My parents live 2 hours away and I wanted my mom in the room with me and needed help with Ella, so I had to let her know. Then I told her, you know what, they're really not consistent, so don't worry about it, false alarm. So we are getting into bed and Tommy's like, you know what, Tommy goes, you know, I bet at 2 in the morning you're gonna be in labor. Like, just our luck that's gonna happen in the middle of the night after we go to bed late, because we didn't go to bed till like midnight, almost 1 o'clock. And I'm like, no, it's not happening tonight. Like, I wish it would because I'm ready, but it's not gonna happen. He was right. On 2 a.m. I woke up from contractions. They were strong enough to wake me up and strong enough that I couldn't fall back asleep no matter changing positions. I took a hot bath. I drank a lot of water. They weren't going away and they were very uncomfortable. So for about an hour and a half, I just laid in the bath because that was the only thing that was helping at that point. And just lay in the bath. Then I got out of the bath and got dressed around like 3:30, and I told Tommy, like, these are not going away. I'm gonna tell my mom to make her way on over here because they're not going away. And I debated like the whole time I was in the bath, like, are these real? Do I need to call my mom? Like, I don't want her to come out here and not really be in labor. But they were pretty consistent and pretty strong. I told my mom, they live about 2 hours away. During that 2 hours, the contractions became so strong that I could not even sit in the bath anymore. Like, I was in so much pain that I had to walk through them. They were really, really painful. They were so painful that I thought for sure when we got to the hospital I was going to be very dilated. Okay, so it's going to be my second birth with no epidural, no drugs, all natural, so I knew what to expect. But for some reason, the contractions I was experiencing at home were on the same level to what I felt with Ella when I was like in very active labor, like at like dilated to like an 8. So I thought for sure when we got to the hospital that I was going to be very dilated and this baby was going to be coming very soon. Well, basically we just get through the contractions at home. I call the doctor, the hospital, and they say, it's up to you if you want to come in. They do sound close together, but again, if you can't have an epidural, then maybe you want to labor at home as long as possible because, you know, what are you going to do here? But I'm like, no, I'm having such strong, intense, close together contractions. Like, I need to get to the hospital because baby's going to be here. And so we get to the hospital around like 7 in the morning and I was dilated to a 4. Ugh, I was so disappointed. I was so upset. I started crying because it was like, seriously, only a 4? Like, what? I've already been in labor at this point longer than I was the whole time I was in labor with Ella, and I'm only dilated to a 4. Like, I had Ella in 4 hours. I was already way past 4 hours of labor and I was only at a 4. It was just really disappointing. I was really upset because I was just in a lot of pain and I knew that like I had so much longer to go and so much more pain to feel, and it was hard to hear that I was only at a 4. So they did tell me they were going to admit me, so they admitted me. We got into a room. Then I had to get antibiotics because I tested positive for strep B. So they gave me my antibiotics. The doctor came in and talked with me and told me that because I had strep B, I had to have like my first dose of antibiotics before they were going to check me again. So they were not going to check me until noon. But he basically said, I'm only at a 4. There's really, you know, unless you start really progressing here with the contractions even more, then, you know, there's really no point of checking you. I was like, okay, what can we do about my pain though? Because like I'm at a 4 and I'm in this much pain, like I have so much longer to go. So there wasn't really anything they could do because I was not allowed to have an epidural. So they gave me nitrous oxide. They said it helped with the pain, but honestly it didn't. I really did like it though, because every contraction I had, I would breathe through the mask, and it helped me breathe through. And I just could not breathe through my contractions. I remember with Ella too, like I just have a hard time breathing. Like I just stopped breathing. The pain is so intense. So it just helped me breathe through it and didn't take the pain away though. So that was probably like 8 o'clock. So about an hour or two later, my mom was out in the hallway and she said she ran to the doctor and he asked how I was doing, and she told him like, oh, she's, you know, in a lot of pain because the contractions were getting a lot stronger and harder, and a lot stronger and a lot closer together. On the monitor, they basically would stay at the highest point and they would not come down completely. Like I think like my baseline was still at a contraction, if that makes sense. Like I never fully stopped contracting between contractions. And it was just, I didn't get a break. It was getting to the point where I was blacking out from pain. Like I would come out of a contraction and just be like not able to even know what was going on around me. I was just out of it. And it was concerning my mom and my husband, especially because with my first, I handled the pain so well. And this time it was just unbearable. Like I did it before. I know I was able to do it again, but it was so much worse than with Ella. Like I don't know why, but it was so much harder and so much more painful. Like there was no way I was gonna make it through the rest of the day. The doctor came in, he's like, okay, I'm gonna check you because I think that you are progressing pretty well here. And I was like, okay, awesome. So he checks me and he's like, oh, okay, yeah, you're barely at a 5. I'll give you a 5 to make you feel good, but you're, you know, not even at a 5 yet. And I'm like, oh my God. So you're telling me I haven't progressed from 7 in the morning and it's 10. Like, what? So he said, I'm going to break your water at 11 because you're really not making any progress here. You can't have an epidural. You're going to be in a lot of pain. And if you don't, I don't know when your water is going to break on its own. I don't really want you to be in like this much pain for the rest of the day. So we're hoping that once we break your water, it'll speed things up, but plan on being here and in labor for the rest of the day. And I'm like, okay, cool. So at around 11:15, they came in, they checked me again, no progress. So they decided to break my water. I want to say by this time it was like 11:20, 11:30. They broke my water. Around that time, the pain intensified even more. I'm not even sure how that's possible, but at this point it was like I was just laying there with my eyes closed, dying. Like I couldn't even talk. I couldn't even look at anyone. Like I was just in so much pain. So they decided to put me in a bath. The nurse was like, well, maybe it'll like just relax you a little bit. And I'm like, okay. So she gets the bath going and I get in the bath, and I just remember Tommy was in there with me because he had to make sure like I was okay, because I could not even, he had to make sure I wouldn't drown or anything. And so I just remember getting into the bath and like laying there thinking like I feel like I'm dying. Like I can't do this. I remember praying, being like, God, help me get through this because I can't do it on my own. Like, please make this baby come soon. How will I make it through even another hour? Like, you know, and I was told I have at least 5 hours to go. And I just was so scared because I don't know, it's a feeling I can't really explain. Like, you know, you have to do this to get this baby out, and you want this baby out, but you don't want to feel like that. And especially because I had my first so quick, it was just very disappointing. I was very disappointed in myself. I was mad at myself, just all these feelings. So I was in the bath for maybe 3 minutes, and all of a sudden I shoot up. Okay, mind you, I couldn't even walk there. So all of a sudden I had this like adrenaline rush because the baby was on her way out. And I shoot up and I scream, and I'm like, I need to push. Everyone's like, don't push, don't push. And I'm like, I'm pushing, I have to push, she's coming out. And so I literally got out of the tub by myself. Like, Tommy went to help me, and I was just like, no, I got this. And I ran out of the bathroom, and I saw the nurse like scrambling to get everything ready. My mom and Tommy are trying to help me get into the bed. And the doctor comes running in and they're like, how do you need to push? We just broke your water like 10 minutes ago. And I'm like, I need to push, like she's coming. And I don't know if people like believe me, but they were rushing to get things ready. So I think they did. I think my mom said they could tell in like my voice that like I wasn't making it up and she was there. So they get me on the bed and the doctor was like, okay, push. Like, what? I mean, I was ready to push. Her head was out, like she was there. I remember looking at him like, I'm not ready to push yet. Like it just happened so fast. It happened within, are you okay? Bless you. I'd be off with the timing a little bit, but basically from the moment they broke my water to the moment that she entered this world, it was about 20 minutes. Then they got me ready to push and I pushed her out. They said 4 pushes and I really think it was under a minute or maybe under a minute or 2 that I pushed her out. The first 2 pushes were not like real pushes. I needed them to coach me through it because I was in so much pain and I just wanted her out so bad that I was just pushing, and it wasn't really like a concentrated push. It was just a like push. I don't know. If you push a baby out, you probably know what I'm talking about. So the doctor was really concerned that I was going to tear really bad again. With Ella, I had a 4th degree tear. So he was really trying to like focus my last 2 pushes. He was like, you could get this, you're gonna get this baby out in 2 pushes. I need you to concentrate. And so I did, and that's it. There she was. She came out and she was perfect and beautiful and healthy and so tiny. She was 6'7". She was a little peanut, and it was just it was unreal. Like when I think about my labor, I can't even believe that happened, because you guys, I really thought I was gonna be in labor for the rest of the day. Never did I think that after they broke my water, I'd be holding my baby 20 minutes later. Like that is just, it's crazy. It's just crazy what your body can do, honestly. I wish I could relive that moment over and over and over again. She was all worth all the pain, all the craziness of that day. She was 100% worth it. And I'm just happy that she came so fast. So that is my labor story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you were wondering like what actually happened, again, watch my labor vlog. I will link it down below as well. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.